is it gonna be? This is it, Lamar! Oh my God! My brain's gonna explode. My brain's gonna explode. There's something sinister afoot, absolutely.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into another fantastic episode of the Slightly Biased Show here at the Haymaker Studios, brought to you by the Haymaker Network. If you're not subscribed to the Haymaker Network, link down in the description. What the hell is he doing here? Link down in the description. Tons of great stuff over there already. Also, I do want to say this, and I'm gonna emphasize this over and over and over again, guys, until I see some results, frankly. This is on all audio platforms: Apple, Spotify, Amazon. If you're listening to it on there, press the pause button right now, leave a 5-star review, and then hit resume. Okay, don't just like back out and forget. ADHD takes over. We're gonna forget and go do something else. Hit the pause button, 5-star review, boom, and that'll be that. Okay, I want this to be. Can this be number 2? Can this be the second biggest podcast in the world behind what's number 1? Call Me Daddy. Can this be number 2 behind Call Me Daddy? I think it could be. So that's just something that we're working towards. Also, another thing, we are doing a giveaway. You might have seen it on my Instagram today, but we are doing a giveaway for the Mavs game, February 3rd. They're playing the Celtics. Who knows, folks? Maybe Kyrie's back. Maybe Tatum's back. We don't really know yet. If you want, God, look at me. I look great in that picture. Let me tell you something. If you want to win this giveaway, head on over. It says February 13th on the graphic, but that's February 3rd. I just want to make that very clear. February 3rd, Tuesday, February 3rd. Make sure you subscribe to the Haymaker Network. Follow Haymaker Network over on Instagram. And then on that Instagram reel where we announced it, tag 2 friends. Okay, so
February
yeah,
3rd.
maybe AD's
Yes.
back. Yeah,
February 3rd. Sorry. February 3rd.
February 3rd. Yeah, just this. We did get that here, and this is just a reminder that this is the live stream. I'm seeing all of y'all's great chats. I commented. I titled this stream "Am I Stupid?" because we're going to be looking back at some of my preseason predictions completely blind. I haven't. I don't know what some of these are. And I'm reading the comments here. Definitely above average levels of stupid. This may be the dumbest man that the world has ever seen. He may not be the smartest guy around, but his intro music rocks. That's great. And then this one right here, which honestly I don't really know how to take. We don't watch him for his brains. We watch him for that thick ass. Wow. Okay. Thank you. I mean, this is my community, guys. This is my community. And the word community I use loosely because there's nothing communal about it. It's very mean and harsh. It's more of like a prison gang that I've been jumped into. Slightly biased. You look big. Thank you. I've been working out. So thank you for that. Thank you for that. Slightly looks like a 4-time Pro Bowl guard. Thanks. I think so. I think that sounds good. So yeah, today that's what we've got going on. We're going to look back at some of my preseason predictions. There's not a lot going on in the trade scene in the NBA. The Dallas Cowboys just hired a defensive coordinator. When I came in, they're like, dude, you want to talk about that? I'm like, there's not even a chance in fuck I know who this person is. And I looked at who it was, and I don't know who it is. What's his name? Christian Parker. Wish him all the best. Hope he's good. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to close my eyes. All right? I'm going to close my eyes and imagine Christian Parker, just saying the name out loud. You guys know I like to do this sometimes. Close the eye. Christian Parker, the best defensive coordinator in the NFL. It's just not clicking. It doesn't pass the name test, unfortunately. It doesn't pass the name test. I wish him all the best, but it kind of fails the vibe or a test. Just being real with you.
What's your 5 favorite things about Christian Parker right now?
My 5 favorite things about Christian Parker are as follows. 1, one of my best friends' name is Christian. Spelt differently, but I share that in common with him. 2, I know somebody with the last name Parker as well. 3, it stops about there.
All right. That's a start. I mean, we're only an hour into this news, so that's
starts
good.
About there. Christian Parker is going to turn Mansour Delane into a demon. I don't know who that is either. Mansour Delane, that's his name. Mansour? Is he? I grew up with a kid named Mansour. I'm sure they're not the same. Is he? What's his ethnicity? Because I'm not imagining an NFL player with the name Mansour, just being honest. But you can spell Christian a different way. Yes, you can, without the H, believe it or not. He's Chinese, really? Okay. Is that real? I don't know. You guys could tell me anything, and it could be true. I don't know if that's real or not. So we're going to talk about some NBA stuff. There ain't shit going on. I'm just going to be honest with you. I wish there was more. I wish we had some actual interesting trade tidbits to talk about. This feels like a trade deadline that will be really busy towards the end. Sometimes you see teams want to go out and get guys early. It just kind of seems like teams are going to really feel out where they are. I was watching the Hawks game last night, Hawks-Grizzlies. Really fun game, actually. The Hawks finally get a win. They've been absolutely dog shit for quite some time now. But I did come to the conclusion, watching that game, they can't get AD. I don't know if they will or not, but AD does not make sense on that team unless they're also trading Dyson Daniels. Because if you watch the Hawks at all, you know that Dyson Daniels, like, basically is their center on offense. He's, like, handing the ball off. They're running DHOs through him. He's at the top of the key. Defenses do not guard him. So I don't know how those two could function together offensively, AD and Dyson Daniels. Like, you need some floor spacing. And at the very least, with the group they have now, like Dyson Daniels, everyone else can shoot around them. I don't know. Like, that's just my opinion. If they were to go out and get AD, then they should probably look to also maybe move off of Dyson Daniels in the process. So who knows? Orlando has made Tyus Jones and Jonathan Isaac and another center available. Yeah, I saw that. That's the big news we've got to work with, guys. Tyus Jones, Jonathan Isaac, and Goga Bitadze are available in trades. That's what we got to work. I mean, guys, what am I supposed to do with that? I can't just turn shit into gold, guys. I mean, I can, but like I can't do it all the time. Any thoughts on the Marvel Rivals drama? What is it? Marvel Rivals, by the way, I'm so done with it. I mean, talk about a game that had such a bright future that is completely and totally fizzled out into nothingness because you play the game and there's 26 different things going on at any given moment on the screen. Let's tone it back down, okay? Let's tone it down. I don't even know what I'm seeing. I played a game recently and I had no clue what I was seeing. Deadpool's in the game now and he's got little Deadpool stickers that fly across your screen. It's the most bizarre shit I've ever seen. Bad take? No, this is a great take. Marvel Rivals is done. Overwatch is still the GOAT, for sure. Overwatch is still the GOAT. 100%. Can you cook up a trade package where your Lakers land NPJ and Claxton? Do you mean your Lakers? They're not my Lakers, let me tell you that much. We can work up one where maybe the Thunder get somebody. No, but what I want to do today is go over some of my preseason predictions. I haven't looked at these at all, but I think it'll be kind of fun. Also, there's a winter storm coming tomorrow. Make sure you guys are ready in the DF Dub. You know, make sure you guys, if you guys need milk, toilet paper, go do that now. It might already be too late. Well, we don't know what's going to happen here. I went and got stuff to prepare, and I'm actually interested to hear y'all's take on this. And I know I'm setting myself up here. Anytime I hear it's time to hunker down for a couple days, I did this during COVID too. I go to the grocery store and instead of getting eggs, milk, maybe some chicken, some rice, maybe I'll make a stew or something healthy. Frozen pizzas. I got chips. I don't even eat chips. I got chips, cookies, ice cream. It's just all shit. And I'm prepared to gain about 6 to 7 pounds over the course of this winter storm. And, I've reached the age where like a bowl of ice cream is just not without its consequences anymore. And that's just the truth. How come you don't do connections anymore? We do them on like the game streams. Dude got kicked out of a 40,000 tournament because he wanted someone to change characters because the team didn't make sense and they got offended. Okay. That's interesting. I don't have an opinion on that. Believe it or not, I don't have much to add to that dialogue. All right, so let's get into it. Let's look at some of my preseason predictions. If Siley says 6'7" one more time, he needs to shake that shit. I'm not going to shake anything. Okay. Like, Jesus Christ, guys. I mean, I'm in a really nice studio. We've got a nice thing going on. Like, I've come up a little bit. I like to think as a community, we have sort of progressed as well. Like, you guys are an extension of me and vice versa. I'm an extension of you guys. And how does it reflect on me? How does it reflect on you guys if I'm doing a show here, There's billions upon billions of dollars behind this production. And you guys are in my chat saying, I need to shake it. I need to shake ass. Don't eat all their snacks. Like, you guys are saying all this stuff. We only like him because he's thick. We only like him because of his thick ass. Like, come on, man. Guys, like, it's an extension of me, and it's a little embarrassing, frankly. All right, let's get into it. Where should we start? Let's just start with my Western Conference predictions, looking back on where we were at there. Again, I'm doing this completely blind. I don't remember what I did. I don't remember half the shit I said because I don't have any real convictions. So, I always forget this stuff. Can we put these on the screen for a nice little visual aid, if possible? I have the Jazz finishing dead last. Is that going to happen? Who's even last in the conference right now? Is it the Pelicans? Jazz last, Kings 14th, Pels 13th. I feel like I knocked that one out of the park right there. That one looks good to me. Doing good there. Blazers are 12th. Currently what? They're like 9th. They're in the play-in tournament for sure.
Pels are 15th, Kings 14th right now.
Pels, okay. All right. I did good there. Jazz are right outside the play-in as well. Suns 11th. That was a miss. But actually, I'll pat myself on the back a little bit here because I did think the Suns would be a little bit better than people thought. I didn't think they'd be this good, obviously. But we see, and here's another one. We miss alcoholic slightly. Jesus Christ, guys. Like, a guy can't even get his life together anymore without his community hating him for it. This is why I say this is the hardest job in the world. And everyone laughs at me, but where else do you see this? Anywhere else? No. Grizzlies 10. Thought they were going to have a weird fucky ass season, and that has been true. Warriors 9. I think I predicted that pretty well. Truth be told. Spurs 8. I had their over as a lock, so I'll take a W there. Lakers under 7th. What you think they'll hit their under? What's their record right now? I think their over's probably gonna. Yeah. Don't worry, guys. The Mavs are still on their way. This feels like a good prediction for me. I think the Lakers are probably a.
You want Lakers record?
I'm just trying to think if their 47.5 under could hit, but they're trending to not beat that. Okay, interesting. Yeah. They feel like a playing team to me currently, but there's kind of a group of those teams that feel like a playing team. I had the Wolves at 6th. I think they're probably going to end up better than this, truth be told. Clippers at 5. Doesn't seem outside the realm of possibility, but with Kawhi injured now, like, yeah. They were maybe trending in that direction, but obviously this one's kind of a big miss. Yeah, Mavs at 4, and I had their over as a lock. So I never pretend to give gambling advice. I openly, and we kind of do the over locks. I don't gamble on any of this shit. Please, God, tell me none of you bet on this based off of my advice. I really hope that's not true. I have nothing of like to give you guys any solace. Like, if you use me as a binky, I've got nothing for you guys. You're not going to get obviously any like, you're not going to get any like type of payback for this. I'm not going to refund anything. It's your fault ultimately. But this one was a miss. This one was absolutely a miss. Turn injuries and clutch time off and Mavs were top 4. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. So in some ways I was right. Because if the Mavs weren't injured and if they actually ended up winning all of the clutch games they lost, they would be a top 4 team. So I'm going to count this one as a W. I put my mortgage on the Mavs because of you. I hope you have some family that is willing to help you in couch surf. I had the Rockets at 3. Yeah, maybe a little underwhelming. Nuggets at 2. Thunder at 1. With Nuggets Thunder in the conference finals. So actually, I think this Western Conference is pretty damn good. Now, I fucked up on the Mavs, but I always do. If you guys have been following me, you guys know I always do. I always fuck up the Mavs placement. But pretty much every other prediction is pretty solid. Lost 5 figures betting side of these predictions, but I still love him. Well, I mean, if you bet all my predictions, I feel like you'd be doing pretty good, just looking at this one. Clippers was a miss, for sure. But, I thought the Spurs would for sure be better than their 43.5 over. You sound like Bill Simmons. In non-close coin flip games at 7 p.m. tip-offs only, the Mavs are actually undefeated. Yeah, the 50-50 games. What's the thing he does for the NFL? Bill Simmons always does the anybody could have won them game, and he counts those as like wins sometimes. I'm pretty impressed by these. Now, the Eastern Conference is always a little bit more difficult to predict. Let's see where I was at here. Nets last. Still time for that. It's the Wizards currently, isn't it? Pacers. That's right. Whoops. Actually, the East is bad. I remember this being bad now. All right, Nets last. Yeah. Wizards bad. Yeah. Bulls, they're in the play-in mix, but that's not really saying shit in this conference. Hornets, thought for sure they'd be better than over 26.5 wins, and that feels like a huge W up until now. Thought that was way too low for them, and I'm usually pretty high on the Hornets going into the season, but 26.5 just made no sense for their win total. What does that imply? That they would finish, let's do some quick math here, guys, right on the spot. 25 and 57? There's no way this team was ever going to go 25 and 57 under any circumstances. So I'm happy I got there. I didn't expect Con Knipple to be as good as he was, obviously, but they're like legitimately middle of the road team. Celtics, ooh, this one hurts. Celtics I had 11th, and not only that, but I had their under as a lock. So that one is a miss. Swing and a miss, unfortunately. But you can't win them all, I guess. I really thought that they would take the tank route. To be fair, I still don't think it makes sense for Boston to be this good. So I watched their game against the Pacers last night. It is interesting. I mean, Jaylen Brown I did not think would be this good at all. I did not think Jaylen Brown would be as good as he's been. 25 and 47? No, it's 57, bro. Because what you just said is 72. There's 82 games in a season. Brown is third in the MVP ladder, and I think that's pretty fair considering all of their injuries and stuff. He's been great. Their center rotation's really been like the part that's been shocking. Keita, and really, I mean, Luka Garza's been really good. I was watching their game last night, and I was literally thinking about the possibility of a Daniel Gafford trade there because it's a name that's kind of been tossed around, and I don't think he makes any sense for them. It just doesn't make sense with our contract stuff. And to be completely and totally honest with you guys, I'm not even sure Gafford is an upgrade for them over even Luka Garza based off of what we've seen from Gaff this year. So I just think they're out of any potential Gaff trade. I don't understand why people didn't think Jaylen Brown could carry this team. He won Finals MVP for a reason. Well, because there's a difference between having a Jason Tatum on your team and playing off of that, even if maybe you're just as good, versus Tatum being out and you're the guy that teams are game planning for every single game. And he's been fantastic. I thought he'd average 8 turnovers. I really thought he was going to average like 6 turnovers a game, like some unseen, something never even heard of before amount of turnovers. And that has not been the case. So huge credit to him. And like Derek White, if you were to tell me that the Celtics were this good, I would have thought Derek White is an all-star, all-NBA player. That hasn't even really been the case. So I think they're the. If I had to pick a team to win the East right now, considering Tatum coming back, I'd pick them right this second. This is part of my thing, Ivani, was I thought that they'd be bad intentionally. Like I thought that's where we were at, right? I had the Pacers 10th. I thought it was kind of a toss-up for me between the Pacers and Celtics. I thought both of these teams kind of had incentives and a pass to be bad. I just thought the Pacers were going to be a team that was just maybe a little bit more competitive. That has not played out that way, unfortunately. They've been really bad. They said this on the Celtics broadcast last night. They are the worst road team in the league since the Charlotte Bobcats the year after they set the record for most losses in a season. This is obviously pre-recorded. And you see, I just read that and made you a fool in front of, how many people are in here? 10,000? I just read that and made you a fool in front of 10,000 people. So how does that make you feel now? Heat 9, Raptors 8. This is like a free bingo space having these teams in the play-in. Well, the Raptors actually are not in the play-in, so forget I said that. But having the Heat in the play-in is like a free bingo space. Should have had the Hawks there too. I don't know what the fuck I'm thinking. I'm already seeing my Hawks placement and shaking my head. Raptors 8. I thought they'd be better than maybe people thought heading into the season. I didn't think they'd be this good, to their credit. And the play-in tournament is still an option for them. Sixers, I thought that they would for sure be better than their over-under at 42.5. And that appears to be the case. Wait. No, the Bulls are 13th. Okay, you scared me for a second. The Bulls I had at 13th. Chill out, bro. There's no way I'd have the Bulls that high. Bucks 6. This one's a miss. To be fair, I didn't expect Giannis to get hurt, but even then, they're barely above 500. They might be exactly 500 now with their loss last night. They might be exactly 500 now when Giannis plays. Just a mediocre, run-of-the-mill ass team. I really thought Giannis would help them at least be like a 45-win, 46-win team. Just hasn't been the case. Pistons at 5, 1 seed. Props to them. I did think their over would hit, so I got that right. Dude, what the fuck is my deal with the Hawks, man? Every year they sucker me in. Every single year, without fail, I get suckered into them. And this was actually maybe the year to be right. And it has just crumbled. Completely and totally crumbled. What do you think about people saying VJ is better than Khan because he's playing meaningful basketball? What does that even mean? Like, what are the Hornets not playing meaningful basketball? This shit's so stupid. I hear that. There is an ongoing debate. And actually, you know what? Let's save this for a conversation we're going to have here in a second. Everyone always thinks the Hawks are going to be better than they end up being. Yeah. And I watched that game they played against the Grizzlies last night, and I don't fully grasp it. I don't fully understand it. Their defense is terrible. A lot of that has to do with they don't have a ton of size. They're very small. Jalen Johnson's just been really bad defensively. But they should be better than they have been. Tell me exactly what matters in Charlotte. I mean, they're still going out there and playing the games. Like, I don't understand. They're not trying to lose. Knicks at 3. I'm actually going to pat myself on the back here. I thought they would have an underwhelming regular season. Now, ultimately, I did pick them to win the Eastern Conference, which I have wavered on. But I did think they would have these top 3 are not good. Then I had the Magic at 2. They've really been underwhelming. And the Cavs at 1. Cavs are starting to play a little bit better as of late. But, yeah, I thought they were a team that could win 60 games again. They've been a real disappointment. East, not very good. Not very good with these predictions. But we live and we learn. I mean, who can predict the Eastern Conference? Could anybody? I'd like to see y'all's predictions that are talking shit. You make the same argument for Coop. Like, that would be idiotic to say that VJ is by far the rookie of the year because he's playing meaningful basketball. Every year there's a rookie of the year debate that somebody chimes in with this exact talking point for somebody. It's like, well, this guy played in meaningful basketball games. Like, this team was good. It's like, okay, are they the reason their team is good? It's different if a rookie comes in and immediately is like, I am the reason my team is good. And in which case, like, yeah, that guy's going to win rookie of the year no matter what. So, your finals prediction was OKC Detroit. I don't believe you. All right, let's look at my award predictions. This is when I was going by the way. I might bring this back. Clutch Player of the Year. Who gives a shit about this award at all? I had Steph Curry winning this. Is this year's? I had Steph Curry winning this. Who's even the favorite for this? Let's look. Clutch Player of the Year right now. The favorite, if you care to know, is Anthony Edwards. There you go. Anthony Edwards is currently the favorite to win this award. I have no clue. This award is an enigma. Coach of the Year, Ime Udoka. Okay, I thought from the picture I had Jamal Mosley. Thank God I did not put Jamal Mosley. Oh, he was number 1. That's why. The pictures are who was number 1 in the odds. So number 1 in the odds was Coach of the Year, Jamal Mosley, which ain't happening, obviously. He's more likely to get fired than he is to win Coach of the Year. Ime Udoka, though, probably it has a case. I think right now, how could it not be a dude from the Suns? I always forget his name. My brain always goes to Otis Thorpe, but I know that's definitely not it. Let's see. Is he going to be here? Jordan Ott. Why does it go to Otis Thorpe? Jordan Ott is probably my pick right now, just because of the fact that team is night and day different, and they're playing such inspired basketball, and they are far and away better than anybody could have ever predicted. So I think for me, he probably would get it. My slightly insane pick was Rick Carlisle. Well, that was insane. Oh, wait, no. The slightly biased pick is my pick. My pick was Mitch Johnson. Not a bad pick. If the Spurs have like a good back half of the season and end up being like a top 3 seed, Mitch Johnson could absolutely win this award. But I think Ott or Mazzulla are probably the 2 that I would say right now. Wait, so who was my Clutch Player of the Year pick? Oh, Jokic. Okay. Most improved. My pick was Victor Wembanyama. My safe pick was Amin Thompson. He's just not going to win that award. My insane pick was Terrence Shannon Jr. Well, that was absolutely clinically insane. What the fuck was I thinking there? Right now, Denny Avdia is like the overwhelming favorite for this award. I've sort of been talked into Anthony Edwards. I know it's dumb, and I've sort of pushed back on the idea of these like really good players winning this award. But I've been kind of convinced a little bit about the possibility of Anthony Edwards just winning this every year because he just consistently gets better. Nickeil Alexander-Walker feels more like an opportunity increase. Denny's probably going to win it, almost certainly. And I think that's probably a shout. Like, obviously, Denny kind of had his breakout a year ago, but it is like the year too late award usually, where they give these awards out a year too late. They want to recognize these guys who broke out a year ago and are kind of having a sustained breakout. Has Ant been that much better than last year? I mean, Ant turning into an absolutely lethal knockdown three-point shooter is insanity. It's insane. It doesn't make any sense. Especially, there was a clip going around. I forgot who tweeted it out, and it was Anthony Edwards' jump shot as a senior in high school, freshman in college, rookie, all the way up until now. Crazy. You wouldn't even recognize the shot. That's going to be a developmental outlier that people always point towards. Like, oh, if this guy could develop a three ball like Anthony Edwards, and it's like nobody will ever do that again. Nobody will ever do that again. So, yeah, this looks like it's going to be Denny. Sixth man of the year. My pick was Naz Reid. I actually think Keldon Johnson is probably in the leading this race right now, believe it or not. But Naz Reid's always a good shout for this. I'm actually interested what the odds are for this award. Let's see. Where is it? Yeah, Naz Reid's the favorite. All right, well, Keldon Johnson is second. Jaime Jaquez. I think A.J. Mitchell is probably somebody who deserves a little bit more consideration here. And I'm not just saying that because he plays for the Thunder. But, yeah, I mean, Naz Reid's been pretty good this year. Are we sure Naz Reid's been the best bench guy, though? I'm not sure about that at all. Amin Thompson, he's Ant Edwards' shooting coach. I mean, yeah, if Amin Thompson turned into an Anthony Edwards-level shooter, he'd be the best player in the league. He'd be the best player in the NBA. Of course, you think that? Hey, man. I had Alex Caruso as my insane pick, yeah. Defensive player of the year, Wemby, unfortunately, is almost certainly not going to play in enough games. How many more games can he miss? Does anybody know off the top of their heads? It's only like 3. We're at that point. So he's probably not going to qualify for this award. My insane pick was Bam Adebayo. Oh, it's only 1. He can only miss 1 more game? Jesus. You should always predict Wemby won't qualify. 1-4, just classic. My chat is giving me a bunch of different answers, so that's nice. Yeah, Victor Wembanyama, I think, if he plays 65, is winning this award. And maybe they push for that. Who knows? Bam Adebayo was a pretty good shout as just somebody outside the top 10 in preseason odds in the event that Victor Wembanyama got hurt. And he is right now pretty high in the odds. I was looking at this not too long ago. Yeah, he's 4th in the odds? Wemby's back on there. He used to not be on there. Chet's the favorite currently. Chet or Rudy, I think, are probably the guys that it's between, assuming that Wemby doesn't qualify. And right now, I'd go Rudy personally, but I get Chet has a great argument as well. Rudy winning another Defensive Player of the Year would be hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Undoubtable. What would that be? 5? I mean, rock solid, sure. Fire Hall of Famer if he has 5. It's 4 because he got a bonus game when he played the Cup final. He might qualify for this shit. Honestly, I'm not a betting man, but if you can get Wemby Defensive Player of the Year odds at plus 420 right now, he's winning the award if he plays 65 games without question. Rookie of the Year, well, with my guy Coop, and I think that's going to hold. I did have Ryan Kalkbrenner as my slightly insane pick. I'll pat myself on the back there. Not that he's going to win it, but he's been a very good rookie. So I can't take this as betting advice. Guys, don't take it as betting advice, please. Please don't. How many times do I have to preface it? Right now, Coop is minus 475. That's gone down tremendously. That was minus 1,000 a week ago. Interesting. Need our guy Koopa to pick it up a little bit. Con Knipple was number 1 in the Rookie of the Year ladder I saw. Which, yeah, these odds, I was saying this, when Coop was a minus 1,000 favorite, I was saying this does not make a lot of sense, to be honest with you. Because I think you can make a real argument that up till now, Con's just been better. But it's like a projection, right? It's like a projection. Do you have to play a certain amount of minutes to count, or can I just put Wemby on the court for him to get Defensive Player of the Year? No, you got to play. There's some really weird rule. They were talking about it in one of the Spurs broadcasts. You have to play, I think, 20 minutes for the game to count, but if you play if only a certain number of games are under 20 minutes, then it still counts towards your game total. Isn't that the rule? It's some really weird fuckery where I think they try to work around guys like just getting out there for 1 minute for the 65 game threshold. But they don't want to punish guys who might get hurt in the middle of a game or something. Really weird. If you got to do all these different loopholes, just get rid of the rule. Just get rid of it. It makes no sense at all for Defensive Player of the Year to get to go to somebody else other than Victor Wembanyama. I like Bill Simmons' idea of if you miss 12 straight games in a row like Jokic right now, their minimum should reduce to 60. See, that was just Bill Simmons' cope. I don't even understand that at all. So because Jokic missed 12 straight games, he still gets to qualify? How does that make sense? I get the idea is like we want to get rid of the guys who are like resting every other game or something. Like, okay. But I mean, if you miss that many games, you miss that many games. I heard that and was like, huh? So just like fuck it because Jokic doesn't qualify? People said they're going to change this rule because of Jokic not being able to qualify for the award this year. Here's the thing. Shea's been good enough that Jokic missing 20 games or whatever it is enough to get him out of the race entirely because Shea just, has a much better case now. The real reason to change the rules is Wemby not winning Defensive Player of the Year. It's just, if Wemby plays 61 games and doesn't win Defensive Player of the Year, that's a joke. There's nobody even remotely close to him defensively. Nobody even is in the same realm of existence as Victor Wembanyama on defense. So because of four games, we're going to give it to somebody else. It's a joke. Absolute joke. I still think Coop's going to win this. I cannot wait. Guys, you have no idea. I was thinking about this yesterday. I forgot. I was watching, somebody. And I was watching, I think it was the Celtics, and I was watching Peyton Pritchard. And I was just thinking, God, having a guard who just touches the paint every time and is a good enough passer and playmaker to spray out to open guys, the Mavs just have not had that guy on their team. They haven't had it. They've had a couple guys who can get into the paint at will, right? Like B-Will, Najee. But these guys aren't like natural playmakers. So the playmaking isn't as good as it is with like, a Tyrese Maxey or a LaMelo Ball.
Slightly, I got a bit of breaking news.
Okay.
Someone heard you talking Mavs.
Okay.
Hit his theme music.
Am I supposed to
Jeff
be
Skin Wade is here. How come
Is this
I do
real?
not? How come I do not?
Is this live?
I think it's pre-recorded according to your chat.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, dude. Man, one of my favorite things to do. Oh, look at that guy. That guy is way more handsome than I am in real life. One of my favorite things to do in life is to watch a San Antonio Spurs game and watch a guy not even try to go to his spot because Wemby's within 5 feet of it.
Yeah.
I don't know how they keep track of stats like that, but if that's not the ideal definition of defensive impact, I don't know what is. How you doing today, man?
Great. Just prepping for this winter storm. How about you?
I didn't even know it was bad weather coming. I haven't been paying attention. Hey, make sure that you take good care of the Haymaker Studios. Don't go in there. I've got a very expensive Fabergé egg that's on the mantle place above the fire. It's on the mantle above the fireplace. It's very expensive.
That was yours?
It's beautifully lit. Do not touch that.
Oh.
Don't even look at it.
Well,
everything else is fine. I just can't have you messing that up.
So don't touch it.
Don't touch it. You haven't seen it, have you? I want to make sure that you understand me. I don't want you looking at it.
No.
I don't want you touching it. I don't
No,
want you. In fact, this is the last I ever want to talk about it with you. It's very important that you do not
if it's
come within.
if it's
10 feet
been
of it.
touched already, I just want to throw this out there. It was not me.
What?
I'm just saying if it has been touched, and I don't even know if it has been touched, but if it has been touched, it was not me who touched it.
I can't seem to find intern Dylan. I'll check with him shortly.
There's
I
like
don't
a
like
rotating
the way
cast
this
of
is
11
going.
unpaid interns who come in and out throughout the course of the day.
Yeah, we always want to protect the unpaid interns, make sure they don't get shot. That's very important
Right.
because, the insurance implications.
Right, exactly. Because it's not like we can find a new one if a shooting were to occur, but the insurance implications are really what would be the killer. No pun intended.
That's far reaching, and that is a good pun. Okay, so my Instagram is very active today, and it's not because of anything I've done. I merely was asked to be a collaborator on a post with you, and my Instagram is more popping with excitement than it ever has been. I'm very excited that you are taking a lucky human to see the Boston Celtics on February 3rd.
I'm excited as well. I'm super pumped. I think Tatum could be back. It's possible.
I think you're making that up, right? There's no way Tatum's back by February 3rd, is there?
Have you seen all this with them? That he did a very purposeful workout in front of the media?
I mean, but that's different than going out and playing in a game, right? Like what okay, so hold on. That happened in what? Early May? Is that right? When did that injury happen?
April or
Late
May,
April?
one of the two.
So we're gonna have this be what's that, 9 months apart?
That happens now. Drew Smith on the Heat tore his Achilles and was back in like 9 months.
Wow. That's crazy.
What's your
science, bro?
What's your favorite Drew Smith play of all time?
I like the one where he dribbled off his dong and it went out of bounds.
Yeah, that was a crazy play. And that wasn't the first time it's happened with him either.
No, and that says a lot about his dong. So when we pick somebody, Haymaker's going to pick a lucky winner. Can you restate? You've probably done it 20 times already, but can you restate what it is to where people have a chance to win this?
Yeah, and let me just jump in real quick because somebody in my chat just said, if we win, do we have to go with slightly? Can I take someone else? Yeah, you do have to go with me. That's part of the rules of the entire. That's actually the entire point of the thing. So I mean, if you want tickets, just go on StubHub and buy them. Enter to win. Head over to the Instagram, the Haymaker Network Instagram or my Instagram. It was a collab post. Tag 2 friends, and if you don't have 2 friends, you can tag me if you want to enter the giveaway. And make sure you're following the Instagram as well as subscribing to the YouTube channel.
Yeah, here's the deal. These are great seats. We are rewarding people that are becoming a part of the Haymaker community. And this isn't the last thing we'll do like this. We'll have some stuff in the future, but if people are taking their sweet time to watch the Slightly Biased show, I imagine they like you. And so the opportunity to watch a game, these are great seats. I think you've mentioned this. They're right behind me and Followell, and Devin will be calling the game. Him and Hart rotate out on games, but we'll have Devin for that game. These are great seats. They're right behind us. So you basically have our perspective on how we call the games, and you get to talk hoops with Slightly. And it's a good game, right? I mean, the Celtics are fun to watch.
They are.
And I think this is where are you on the Jaylen Brown spectrum? Where would you have him ranked in terms of best NBA players?
We were just talking about this not too long ago. I think he's got a fringe top 5 argument.
Yeah, me too.
For just this year.
I always say that these things are splitting hairs of greatness. And so you really kind of, once you get to a certain level, you get down to just, well, my preference is this. This is what I like about basketball. But I think he's in that tier of guys where you can say, all right, top 10 player. And then I think top 10 player is different than top 3 player or whatever.
For sure.
Or top 4. I think people probably talk about these guys like there's 4 now, right? There's Luka, there's Shea, there's Greek Freak, and there's Joker. And it's just like whatever your preference is. And then I think there's a step down after that. And I think whatever that step down is, Jaylen Brown's in that next step down.
I think it's probably changed this year, where it's probably Jokic, Shea are kind of in their own sort of category currently. And then you
you don't put Luka in there?
I mean, this year he hasn't been as good as those two. Those two are just on a different realm of existence. Did you see what Shea did last night?
Did I see what last night?
What Shea did last night?
No, I kind of tuned in a couple times and saw the score, and it didn't intrigue me enough to watch it.
What was his final stat line? It was 40 points on 16 of 19 shooting.
That's good.
That's very good.
Why didn't the Greek Freak do something about that?
Because he's like the guy at a job who knows he's getting laid off in 2 weeks, and it's just like, yeah, whatever.
Mail it in. My favorite thing is, hey, everybody, I need to be traded. I just don't want to be the one to say it because I'm such a nice guy, and everybody remembers when I discovered smoothies for the first time. Yeah. So whatever happens, it's not me that's asking for this trade when clearly I want to be traded. That's also a funny semantics.
I think he was the first guy to discover Oreos too, and everyone loves him for that.
And everyone's like, "Oh my God, we need to improve our export situation in Greece." I mean, let's figure out the tariff thing here. But yeah, no, I don't know that I disagree with your sentiment there. Although I would put Luka up there with those two guys.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think if you're looking at it through just the context of this year, then it's a different conversation. But yeah, if you're just were to blind rank them, yeah, I think it's the top 4, and then maybe I think it's 5 now. I think Wemby's in there, honestly.
I think. Oh man, I'm so pro Wemby and how he changes the game. But I also think it's a good conversation about what a supporting cast means. I think Jokic has the perfect supporting cast for him now, and I think that Shea has the perfect supporting cast for him. And I think, we can pick apart Luka's supporting cast, and my God, Milwaukee's is a mess. Yeah. So I think that's the thing, is like all that always factors into these conversations, and no one really wants to do it.
Well, can I do the Shea defense that my chat's going to love?
Yes.
That team,
you can do whatever you want. It's the slightly biased show.
So around him is not as good as people think it is. And he does a lot of heavy lifting, more than people realize.
No, I disagree. I'm sorry. I agree with that, but I think it has to do with the types of people that are around him are perfect to complement him doing that heavy load.
Yeah.
Like, again, I would love to have Jalen Williams on my team. There's no way he's an all-NBA player if he's not on that team.
Yeah.
And then I saw, what's his name? The dude that covers Royce, the guy that covers the Thunder. He was saying Chet Holmgren absolutely has to be an all-star because if you look at their record, there's always been 2 all-stars. And I'm like, that's not a good reason to be an all-star. That just goes to show you that they have the perfect system to all funnel through Shea.
Yeah.
I mean, it all funnels through Shea, and everyone feeds off of that thing. And I think that's ultimately what supports an MVP conversation. Just as in Denver, it all funnels through the Joker, and they've got the guys playing the right roles around him to make them a championship caliber team. I think the difference where everything funnels through Luka, he doesn't have the right guys around him to have the same kind of results that Shea has in Oklahoma City or that Joker has in Denver. And I think the Lakers desperately need an offseason and have to make some really hard decisions in order to have that same type of scenario. But those of us here that watch Luka up close know very well, you put the right guys around him, and yes, you can go to the NBA Finals in a tough Western Conference.
Wait,
Luka is that caliber player.
You don't think Ayton, even though the last 8 years of his career have told us who he is as a player, is a great fit next to Luka? Even though the last 8 years of his entire career has said that he wouldn't be?
I see him as more of a big 3 kind of guy. I think if he was playing in the big 3, I think he would be the MVP of that league. He's just, in general, I mean, I was guilty of it when he was coming out of college. I was like, look at that guy.
Yeah,
that's the next like David Robinson. Yeah, and he plays like David Robinson. Like, look at his face-up like you could do a side-by-side of David Robinson's face-up elbow jumper with him, and it's the same human. But this is the thing about scouting. And look, I've never had DeAndre Ayton on a team that I cover closely, so there may be a lot of things that I don't know. When I watch him play, he looks to me like a guy that's happy to be there. And he looks to me like a low motor guy that is not an alpha, and going and ripping the heart out of another player on the other team is not a high priority to him. And he lives a pretty good life. And, that's what strikes me when I watch him play. He's still the same talent level. He'll do things. We'll be like, man, look at that. But let's not forget, man, the Phoenix Suns got to the NBA Finals with him as their center.
Yeah.
But, that was a different team and structured differently. And Chris Paul really mattered then. And all these things relate to one another, and they're all leveraged against one another. And I just think DeAndre Ayton is a middle of the road NBA center when it comes to how he actually impacts a game. When it comes to talent, he should be a top 5 NBA center.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why he's a walking 18 and 10. Even though when you watch the games, it's like there's no way he was 18 and 10 good tonight. But the box score says he had 18.
No, and he's not.
And
but he's not 18 and 10 in Portland.
Yeah.
He's 18 and 10 when he's on the floor with Luka.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing with Luka is it's like, what? For all the shit Dwight Powell got, and this is where I'd always defend him, set good screens, roll hard as fuck to the rim. That's who's good next to Luka. That's why Jackson Hayes was good next to Luka. Ayton is this, operates in the free throw line area. It's all gross. I don't like watching him play at all, honestly, if I'm being truthful.
Do you guys think that Daniel Gafford has been the same player since Luka got traded?
No. But weirdly enough, he had like the best stretch of his career last year after Luka got hurt, which was very weird to me. And it had me hopeful.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's fair, but that was also a really weird stretch for the Mavericks in general.
Yeah.
And I don't mean this as being any sort of, criticism of Daniel Gafford. I'm just saying the type of player that Luka is, if you're the caliber of big that Daniel Gafford is, you will go eat like the greatest, most delicious buffet of all time. And I also think, by the way, Kyrie Irving has that impact. And if he was healthy, we would have a completely different conversation about the players on this team and how they matter and what the Mavericks are going to do. But he's not healthy and he's not on the floor, so we have to talk about something else.
Yeah, I feel bad for our guy Gaff because, I mean, his play style, there's not a soul on the Mavericks right now who plays well off of him, unfortunately. There might be one, but he's not playing any longer. He's D&P's. Our guy D'Lo.
Yeah,
He's getting as many minutes as me and you out there. With the Mavs are playing 12 guys, and he's the only one.
There's always a reason for the reason that things happen. That's really well said, Skin. I should put that on a plaque somewhere. Okay, I got to go get ready for the Ben and Skin show, but thank you for everything you do for this Haymaker Nation slightly. You're a wonderful human. I'm excited about the contest. I hope we get lots of people in the mix. And the whole reason we're doing this is so you guys can get dialed in on all the stuff we're going to be doing with Haymaker. Lots of Mav stuff, lots of Cowboys stuff. We got some big names coming around the corner to be a part of what we're doing, and we want everyone to get engaged and have a good time, have a chance to have a good time with Slightly that night. So go get signed up, Slightly, keep the ball moving, and I will see you soon, homeboy.
All right. Have fun tonight. Mavs Warriors. Big game. Rivalry week.
Oh, yeah, classic.
Yeah, I made a TikTok yesterday joking about this rivalry week thing. What the fuck can someone, actually I learned it this morning, but it took me forever to get there. Hornets, Cavaliers rivalry? For the longest time, I was like, what is this rivalry? I was trying to think. And then my mind went to, is this like a Duke thing? Like, is this Con Knipple and Sion James and Tyrese Proctor? Like, that was all I could think about, and I realized, oh, it's Lonzo and LaMelo. And Lonzo didn't even play. Great rivalry. And then what actually is the Bucks Thunder? Is it the in-season cup? The in-season cup final from last year? NBA Cup rematch, that's the rivalry. Thunder, Bucks. They couldn't have found another one? It's years of battling over lottery odds. Oh, they should do that. They should have, like, rivalry week. Hawks, Heat. The 9-8 play-in matchup of the century. You don't remember the crazy season in 92 when the Cavs and Hornets were battling for championships? No, believe it or not, and I know you guys are gonna like joke about this. I don't 1992. Like, you really think I was even alive? You guys even think I was alive then? Seriously, come on now. You know, this is kind of what I'm talking about. Skin comes on. He's fantastic, right? You guys, he's saying, oh, the community, like your community obviously loves you if they're hanging out and listening to you for this long. And I read the chats that I read earlier. Definitely above average levels of stupid. This may be the dumbest man that the world has ever seen. You know,
it's clear Skid has not read the chat.
Right. It's clear. And that's fine. And I'm happy about that, actually. And we should try to keep it that way. Sally, I'm telling you, LeBron will be in Golden State after the deadline. I mean, I'm here for that. What would that even look like? LeBron for Jimmy? I mean, why would the Lakers do that? Unless there's a 3-team trade there, or unless you're thinking LeBron gets bought out, which I'm here for. That would be hilarious. Like, I'm here for some Lakers drama. I'm sorry. I am. I know that annoys some of you guys because a lot of you are like Luka refugees who are rooting for the Lakers, and I respect that. But I can't respect it. I can't respect the Lakers. And I'm going to laugh at some of their pitfalls. Before you say anything, oh, the Mavericks. Yeah, I know. The Mavericks reek. They're terrible. Like, I know. Trust me. You don't have to do all of that. Did you see the report that Genie was considering trading LeBron to the Clippers a few seasons ago? I did, man. The Lakers are such a circus. I mean, this all comes out. It's like every other week there's some insane story that leaks out about their management or how they feel about certain players or coaches. Like, it's just too much. The combining the Lakers aspect with the LeBron aspect of it. Thoughts on Warriors trading for AD to try and recruit LeBron next year? That's interesting. I have jumped off my Cavs one because for the longest time I was like, AD gets traded in the summer to the Cavs. LeBron on a mid-level goes there for his last year. So I've kind of came off of that. I do think AD to the Warriors does make a lot of sense. I did a video about it yesterday. I think it makes a ton of sense. I don't know if it's going to happen, but Jimmy and some picks for AD makes sense to me. And it makes sense for the Warriors, I think, even. It's like the first one where I really don't have to talk myself into it. All right, let's finish up some of these predictions I had heading into the season, and then we'll call it a day. We'll call it a day, chat. My MVP. Well, look, thanks for coming on, buddy. His head's not this big in person, guys. I promise you. This is just a decoration. It's called a big head. It's just a decoration. Do they still make fat heads? Remember those? Or you put them on your wall? I used to have one. I think of it was a Cowboys wide receiver. Creighton. What was his name? I had a big
Patrick
head
Creighton.
of him. Michael Creighton?
Patrick Creighton?
Patrick Creighton. Big head.
Cowboy great?
Can you imagine that? I mean, this is how shitty that franchise is, man. Patrick Creighton. Fathead.
According to fathead.com, fatheads still exist.
All right.
I thought they were fat heads, though. I don't know. Whatever.
No, they're just big, gigantic sticker cutouts that I used to have back in the day.
Fathead.com.
So is this show AI generated? No.
Just
no. You think AI? Have you seen AI slop? And you think this resembles that? I mean, come on, guys. Lakers Reddit was doing algebra on how Maxi Vando and Vincent nets them Herb Jones plus help. No picks. Oh, I love that. MVP, and we can go back to the screen share here. MVP, I had Shea winning it. Count that as a W. My insane pick was Evan Mobley. I mean, when you're getting into MVP stuff, like finding somebody outside the preseason top 10 is really next to impossible. This is what I'm interested in, my All-NBA selections. First team, Shea, yes. First team, Giannis, probably won't qualify, but if he were to qualify, then yes. Wemby, probably won't qualify. If he were to qualify, yes. Luka and Jokic. If this were completely healthy, then this would be a huge win. Anthony Edwards on my second team. Probably going to be first team with all the injuries. Anthony Davis. Evan Mobley. Probably won't qualify, but also probably not an All-NBA level player this year, would be my assumption. Brunson will make an All-NBA team. Cade obviously has a case for first team. Cat, doubt that one happens. Donovan Mitchell will be an All-NBA player. Paolo, whoops, fuck that one up. Will he qualify? It doesn't matter. He ain't making an All-NBA team. Shout out to Peanut Butter. Shout out to Peanut Butter 5. Jalen Johnson. Probably an All-NBA guy. I'm actually not sure. And then Şengün. Actually, I'm pretty impressed with this list. The only like big misses I had were AD. Well, can you blame me? Mobley's probably not an All-NBA player this year. Cat. I'm actually really impressed with this one. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Warriors should trade for AD and Clay, and then Bron will come in the summer. Most watched team in the league guaranteed. I mean, would that not be fun? I don't know if that team would win, but the Golden State Warriors going into next year with AD, Steph, and LeBron, that's fun. The league would love that. The league would love that. Yeah, Steph, this was a miss on my end. Steph will be an All-NBA player. And then I kind of just want to see my top 100. I don't want to go through all of these, but just kind of like run through it really quickly. Any guy that I had drop out that would be in it, I'm just trying to look at right now. Why the fuck did I have Jonathan Isaac in my top 100 at any point? What was I thinking there? When was he in my top 100? Yikes. Anthony Simons could be a top 100 player this year. I haven't really looked into it. DiVincenzo probably is. Quickly might have a case. Brooke Lopez, low-key, might have an argument. Vassell could have an argument. You know, not bad. Not bad list here. Honorable mentions, any of these guys. Case and Wallace, probably not. Honestly, Klingon, probably. Tari Eason, maybe. Jalen Duren, whoops. Definitely top 50 player at the very least. Stephon Castle, definitely. Nikhil Alexander-Walker, definitely. Reed Shepard, maybe. Edie, when he's on the floor, absolutely. Harper, no. Trey Johnson, what the fuck? Trey Johnson? Yeah, that Jonathan Kuminga was on my dropout list. I'm just going to quickly go through this. All right, I had Sarr top 100. I like that. PJ hasn't been top 100. Gafford has not been top 100. Drew hasn't played. Pritchard. Ooh, Ivy. No. Risa Shea. No. Whoops. Hey, guys, sometimes it's okay to swing and miss. DeAndre Hunter, probably not. No. I had Okongwu and Mitchell Robinson tied. What was that about? I had two guys. All right. I mean, I think both those guys probably. Norm Powell, absolutely. Walker Kessler hasn't played a minute. Did he play a single minute this year? Kamara, Pirtle, no, probably not. No. Did I have Keontae George in here? I've always kind of liked him. All right, fuck all of this. I want to see, where did I go? I had Coop at 62. Yeah, I feel like that's probably about right. MPJ at 81. Yeah, he'd be way higher, obviously. Some of these guys, this was like the old fart tier where it was like, I don't really love Paul George or DeMar DeRozan anymore, but I got to respect them. In hindsight, you don't have to respect anybody. Yeah, D-Live, Gobert be way higher if I were to do a list right now. Andrew Nembhard probably wouldn't be as high as 60. Brandon Miller, Jesus Christ. I had Brandon Miller 58? Wow. All right. He hasn't been bad. No, I had Bronny 12th, I think. So he's coming up. I was high on Jalen Johnson. Maybe a little too high on Amin Thompson. Always too high on LaMelo Ball for one reason or another. Had 30 for Jaylen Brown. Yikes. I had ahead of Jaylen Brown, Jaren Jackson, James Harden, Trae Young. Whoops. John Morant. Whoopsie. J-Dub. Whoops. That's a little disrespectful to Jaylen Brown. I apologize. And then what was my top 10 looking like? Fuck all of this. I had Zion 18th. Paolo 15th. Oh. Whoops. Whoopsie. Cade outside the top 10. That one hurts. Donovan Mitchell outside the top 10. And B 10th? The hell was I on about, man? AD 9th? Jesus Christ. This one's bad. Wemby 6th. Ant 5th. Shea 4th. All right, guys, you see this. This was my preseason rankings. This is my preseason rankings, guys. Just want you to know that. Before you guys say anything, Thunder Lover, Shea Glazer, had him 4th. Giannis 3rd, Jokic 2nd, and Luka 1. Yeah, I had Luka at 1. He's not number 1. The point where Skin said the difference between Luka and the Joker and SGA is the supporting cast is such a great point. I genuinely think that's the difference between these three, their teams. I mean, yeah, for sure. Luka's supporting cast is horrible. But, like, yeah. Tried to tell you guys that all summer. And you guys weren't having it. Supporting cast stunk like shit. I still do think, like, I don't think Luka's been as good as Shea or Jokic this year. You know? I don't even really feel like that's controversial. I think Luka's probably been in the same tier as, like, the Wimbys and the Ants. But Luka's been playing pretty good as of late and could probably separate himself a little bit from that group. I think Giannis has been in that group too. Like if I'm just his impact metrics, Giannis's on-off stuff is insane. But just watching the games, I do not think Giannis is at the level of Shea or Jokic this year. And I'm happy. I'm hopeful Jokic comes back, man. Watching some of these Nuggets games, like I'm really just like, dude, I miss Jokic badly. Couldn't that be the result of the team though? I mean, yeah, for sure. Like Luka would look better next to a better team. The thing is, and I'll just continue to push back on this, man. The Thunder have dealt with a ton of injuries. And they their offense is wonky as hell outside of Shea. So I'm going to push back on some of this team stuff. Shea is more kind of like the thing only goes if I go than people realize. I think too often he gets dismissed as like, well, he's on a super team. This year reminds me of Luka throwing insane passes just for Josh Green to clunk corner 3. Yeah. And then you could also make the arguments like, yeah, well, some of these like skip passes are open because guys are helping off those shooters. You know, sometimes it's like a blessing and a curse where it's like, if you do actually put enough guys on the floor who can actually shoot and defenses have to worry about them, i.e. like the Celtics, you know, when the Mavs did make it to the finals and it was like, well, PJ's red hot from 3, Derek Jones Jr. can hit open threes. Like, we're not going to help off these guys and we're going to force you to play one-on-one. It honestly wasn't the best for the Mavs. Like, the Mavs offense with Luka worked better when guys were getting helped off of, weirdly enough. I know that seems basic, but I think I gave Vincent 48th. When I see Luka defend, it's screaming to me that he doesn't care about the season. And this is not the Luka we knew. Luka is psycho usually. I think Luka can still type into the psycho stuff. Luka always had defensive lapses, man. You guys know I used to get grilled for it all the time when I would call it out. All the time. It's nothing new with him. It's just a little bit more amplified now because he's on the Lakers. And it's a new kind of fan base that isn't like, you know, we had 7 years of it. When that was our guy, we drafted him. So we'll put up with it. We'll put up with it and we'll defend it. Like, you know, it is what it is. We know that's who it is. We watched him grow and develop. We'll let some things slip. We'll let some things slip through the cracks. Like new fan bases are going to be like, hey man, like what the fuck was that? What exactly was that? Thoughts on Reese Shea? Feels like a good fit with Flag. Yeah, whatever. I think he's whatever, honestly. I think he's whatever. I don't think he's great. I'm not that like super sold on him ever turning into much, but you know, you never know really. All right. I mean, these predictions weren't as bad as I thought they would be. My Eastern Conference was bad, but really the Eastern Conference, it's not even really a conference. Like, you know, it's kind of just like fake. So it's whatever. My predictions there weren't great. We'll be back next week. I don't know the schedule for here next week, but I think next week I want to start, since we will be, like 10 days away from the NBA trade deadline come Monday. I do think we're going to start doing daily streams, just in case. You know, we did this last year. Of course, we all know what happened, but you see the new Locked On video where Nick said this year's top 3 are already better than Cooper. No, I did not see that. He was agreeing with that. You agree with what Nick Angsat was saying about Mavs' next 7 games? How do you feel about the direction of winning, losing more out of those 7 games? Look, man, as long as Coop's playing, if Coop plays well and the Mavs win, What am I going to do? Cry about it? Of course not. So we'll see. It is an interesting stretch where the Mavs are playing a bunch of good teams, and then the trade deadline is kind of right afterwards. So if the Mavs manage to somehow rattle off like a 5-2, 6-1 record over that stretch, I'm fearful for what the front office would think. That's what I'll say. I'm fearful for what the front office could think. But if they end up going, 1-6, 2-5, then I absolutely think you'll probably see some trades. Not that I think the front office would go out and be buyers, but that they would not trade anybody under the guise of like, oh, we just went 5-2 during this tough stretch. Now it's time to bring Kyrie back. Now it's time to bring AD back, and we could like make a run. Like that could happen very easily. That could be their mindset. I thank you all for tuning in today. Just a reminder, the giveaway, a ticket. Really, seriously, great seats. Like if you guys have never seen an NBA game this close, you have to. If you ever have the opportunity to go to an NBA game and sit close to the floor, it will change your perspective on everything. I'm not just saying that as like a subtle flex. You guys know there's no subtle flex about it. I'll tell you guys all day. I sat courtside twice last year. It's incredible to watch these guys up close. You will think completely differently about it. So a chance to go to a game with me against the Celtics. Go to the Haymaker Instagram and tag 2 friends on the Instagram reel. It's also on my Instagram as well. I mean, the graphic is just great, man. That graphic is just fantastic.
February 3rd.
Huh?
February 3rd. It says right there.
February 3rd. That's right. We got it fixed.
That's what it always said.
We our rotating cast of unpaid interns went in there and got it fixed. Why did it slightly look uncomfortable in that pic? Well, that was a photo shoot, so I was incredibly uncomfortable. Just letting you guys know. Aren't contest prizes supposed to be good? Yeah, on that note, I'll see you guys. I'll be live tonight on my channel to watch the Mavs and Warriors play, and it's going to be a great time. Thank you all for coming out. Stay safe this weekend if you're in the DFW or really anywhere. There's supposed to be this winter storm is supposed to be pretty big. And I think I saw something like 150, 200 million people are going to be affected by it. So make sure you guys stay safe. Okay, check in on your loved ones. Check in on the elderly loved ones as well, because you never know. It's important. Okay, love you all. Thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Leave a like on the stream. Thank you, Jeff Skinwade, for being a guest today. You did fantastic. And we will talk to you all later. Okay, love you. Mwah, 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 mwah.
Who's it gonna be? Oh my God! My brain's gonna explode. My brain's gonna explode. There's something sinister afoot, absolutely.